What's up, Taiwan? Good evening. I'm Sandy Chi with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. A soldier has been fatally injured and an officer is in stable condition following an incident at a Taiwan Army base.
装甲564旅蒋姓士官与全新士兵今日上午执行3军联训基地战车限定作业，疑似因战车炮塔稳定系统异常，人员遭炮管撞击。
At the time we are recording, Private Chuan had been taken off life support and sent home to be with his family. Officer Jiang was less seriously injured and is conscious. The two men were wounded while doing maintenance work on a tank in southern Taiwan's Pingtung County. It's the latest in a series of accidents in Taiwan's military. The Army has set up a team to investigate the cause of Thursday's incident. Both U.S. and Chinese warships sailed through the Taiwan Strait on Tuesday. China sent its aircraft carrier Shandong on the same day that the U.S. sent its guided missile destroyer, the USS Benfold. The U.S. regularly sends naval patrols through the Taiwan Strait to assert international law on freedom of navigation. But these patrols anger China, which views them as support for Taiwan. In a statement, Beijing said the transits demonstrate that the U.S. is a, quote, maker of security risks in the Taiwan Strait. A popular Taiwanese YouTuber has been sentenced to prison for using deepfake technology to make and sell pornographic videos online. A new Taipei court on Thursday sentenced Su Yuchen, also known as Xiao Yu, to 5 years, 6 months in prison. He made lewd videos using the faces of Taiwanese celebrities and politicians and shared them online for money. The case has led to calls for Taiwan to introduce laws specifically against deepfake porn. Zhu's assistant was also sentenced to 3 years and 8 months imprisonment. 30 tons of Taiwanese grouper are now destined for Japan after China abruptly halted imports of the fish. But the ban has rocked an industry forged from close Taiwan-China ties. Rick Lauer takes a closer look at how geopolitics is taking its toll on Taiwan's trade.
These fishermen in southern Taiwan are sorting grouper. It takes 3 years for the fish to be ready for harvest. Last year, 91% of Taiwan's grouper for export went to China, sold and shipped live. Much of the country's grouper farms are in this region. But earlier this month, Beijing abruptly banned grouper imports from Taiwan, throwing the industry into turmoil.
因为我们这个生活都是靠这种养殖的啊，你这个饲料也在涨。 什么东西都在涨，你这个成本越大，就让我们这养殖的人的经济的问题就提高嘛。
China claims there were banned chemicals and excessive levels of other drugs in the grouper from Taiwan. Taiwan says the ban is politically motivated and is considering filing a complaint with the World Trade Organization. But Taiwan also bans the import of more than 600 agricultural products from China, another point of friction in cross-strait trade.
Fish farms like these flourished around 10 years ago when ties between Taiwan and China were warming and the two countries signed a free trade agreement. Now, with the relationship the frostiest it's been in decades, industries like this one are at the mercy of geopolitical tensions.
China claims Taiwan as part of its sovereign territory. And aside from threatening invasion, it is also waging a war of attrition. This includes sending warplanes into the area around Taiwan, forcing the country's military to scramble jets in response. But many here feel Chinese aggression isn't limited to flexing its military hardware.
Taiwan and China, in terms of economic and trade relationships, are now into we're looking at a very bumpy future. There will be other agricultural products that are equally likely to be subject to this a sudden ban based on food safety rationales or reasons. So the symbolic impact is that the old good days are gone.
The grouper industry is not the first to find itself in a prickly situation because of deteriorating relations with China. A ban on Taiwanese pineapples last year prompted a freedom pineapple movement. Local consumers and overseas allies bought the fruit en masse to make up for the loss of the China trade. As Taiwan looks to lessen reliance on the Chinese market, food has become a hot topic for domestic politics. In 2020, opposition lawmakers threw pig intestines in the legislature to protest the plans to import US pork containing the controversial additive ractopamine. The ruling party advocated for imports in a hard-fought referendum last year, describing the ban as a sticking point in furthering trade talks with the US. Food imports from Fukushima, which suffered a nuclear disaster in 2011, also caused controversy. But again, the ruling party, at the risk of alienating voters, pushed for produce from Fukushima to be allowed in. It wanted Japan's support for Taiwan's bid to join a massive trans-Pacific trade bloc. Agricultural trade to China by volume is already down 10% in the first half of this year.
我们必须要分散这个市场，不要把鸡蛋同时放在同一个篮子里面。我们过去太依赖中国的单一市场，那当然有它的原因，有地缘之变的关系，所以我们大部分外销会走到中国市场。
But the fish farmers here in Yong'an, exporting to a new market is not that easy. 30 tons of grouper are now on the way to Japan, and the country has promised to buy more. But this means the fish farmers will have to process, package and freeze their products, a much more costly procedure than selling the fish live across the Strait to China.
就我的感觉是无力感，也是很无奈啊，因为这种两岸的关系不是说我们三言两语就可以解决的，真的是凡事还是要靠政府去搞好这个整体经济啊。
For those in the fishing community in Taiwan's south, deteriorating relations across the strait are less about regional stability and geopolitics, and more about everyday economics. Damon Lin and Rick Lowett for TaiwanPlus.
US President Joe Biden says his country's military is wary about a potential trip to Taiwan by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi would be the highest-ranking American lawmaker to visit Taiwan in a quarter of a century. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has said it would take, quote, resolute and strong measures should the trip take place. Biden told reporters he expects to speak directly with China's President Xi Jinping in the coming days, but held back on further details.
I think I'll be talking to President Xi within the next 10 days.
What will you tell him about tariffs?
I'll tell him to have a good day.
A same-sex couple from Taiwan and Japan have won a year-long battle to register their marriage in Taipei. A Taipei court on Thursday ruled that a district registration office was wrong to reject the couple's marriage application in May last year. The court has previously made the same ruling in 3 similar cases. Taiwan is the only country in Asia to allow same-sex marriage. But Taiwan doesn't allow marriages when one partner is from a country where same-sex unions are not legal. In this case, Japan. There have been calls for Taiwan to change the law. The Japanese partner spoke after the ruling.
同性愛者も異性愛者も変わらないよっていうことを証明したいと思っていたので、同性婚が成立する過程とか瞬間とかその後をずっと見てきて、自分にもやっぱり結婚ができるっていうのが分かった時に、本当に人生に光が差すようなすごい嬉しい気持ちになりました。
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of landmarks and cities around Australia and New Zealand, lit up to mark the start of the one-year countdown to the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. I'm Sandy Chi. Take care and see you next time.